Deborah's here too. I see you're in the car. You're mobile. Oh, she's muted. I don't know if she knows it.
That's okay.
She's like, flipping the phone, doing the thing.
Here I am. Yes, I am on my way to New Orleans.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so that's not going to be good for my diet, but that's good.
What's in New Orleans?
My husband's 25th medical school reunion.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's going to be a lot of drinking and a lot of great food, and it's really not going to be good for my diet.
Did he go to Tulane? Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So fun.
Super exciting. Super exciting. New Orleans
Chelsea's dad didn't want to join the conversation.
Yeah, we locked him out.
You locked him.
Yeah, we shut the door. We were like, dude, you can't. You can't.
No, he's like going to build stuff.
You can't. Mute that. Yeah. Now you can talk. People will be able to hear you on the mic.
No, they wouldn't.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
Did he bring the bagels?
No, Mia, he didn't.
Gosh, you should send them back.
He brought a lot of pasta though.
Come back with food.
He brought kielbasa, so that's okay.
Yeah. Better than nothing.
You could just turn it off. I could just listen to that.
Yeah, let's do that. That's more better. All right, Deborah's on live. Did you know anybody else that was going to be coming in too, Mia?
No, I hadn't heard anyone else. There was a few people that said that they weren't going to be able to make it. So I kind of just expected a smaller crowd.
That is okay. I just didn't know if you had heard specifically from anybody about stuff, so. But I'm good to keep chatting. I want to hear more about where Deborah's plans are. Are you going down to Frenchman Street, Deborah? That's like my favorite spot in New Orleans.
I'm sure we will. I'm not sure. We're staying in the quarter. We're staying at an Airbnb with two best friends from medical school, and their spouses, and we've got like big dinners on Friday and Saturday night planned with this group. And we're doing a big thing at Audubon Park on Saturday. But tonight's wide open, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's where we end up. So
yeah, I like it way more than bourbon. I think Frenchman's way cooler.
Yeah, I do too. And we're staying pretty close to Frenchman. So we're playing the bottom part of French Quarter. So it's gonna be great. We're looking forward to it. Haven't been there in a couple of years now. So
how long's your drive? Are you guys driving from Virginia?
No, we're driving to the airport. So
okay. Nice.
We've got a direct flight. Yeah, we've got a direct flight, and like we leave. We should get to the like 12:15. I don't know how long I'll be on this call, but I will try to stay on. We leave at like 1 something. So
cool.
We gotta go check in. It'll be good though. But we've been enjoying the workouts with Mia. I was really sure after day one, but I was proud that I was not sure when I woke up after yesterday. So that was.
Yeah, yesterday was a doozy. When I did that workout, I pulled all kings back to back, and it was 40 burpees in a row. And I was like, mother effer, if I pull another king in this 35 minutes, I'm going to lose my mind.
I would die. Yeah, no, I did a very good cool down after yesterday to make sure that I was not as sure today as I was on Tuesday when I woke up. So it was all good. Yep. And Dave joined me this morning too, so I'm dragging him in with me.
Nice.
And he's surviving, so I swear I'm not out to kill people. It's just to make everyone better.
Yes. That's all good. So you get excited for your Ironman. Your parents coming just a few minutes, right? They land pretty soon, like an hour?
Yeah, they land around 10-ish, I believe. I actually haven't heard from them. So I'm assuming they're on the plane because I think they had like a super early morning flight.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm excited for them to come. I have no idea what I'm going to do with them today because I'm like, I just kind of want to chill. So I think we're just going to grab lunch and then probably go to Trader Joe's and get food for the weekend. Yep. But then we're going to Cesarina tonight, so I'm super excited to go back there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
They're coming
Pretty
out,
good.
Mia, for the race.
Yeah, my mom thinks we're gonna die. Like when I told her we signed up for this, she was like, "I'm coming and I'm gonna book IV appointments for Sunday so that way you're extra hydrated. Like I need to be there in case something happens." I'm like, "Mom, you realize that like we've been training for months. It's not like we're just like whipping this out. Like, yeah, let's just do a half Ironman." So
It's
they're
not
coming.
doing it through the middle of like nowhere. There's like people around.
Yeah, like if something God forbid were to happen, there's someone on the course that I'm sure will like spot me,
Yeah.
or like there's lifeguards in the water if I go
There's
down.
like EMTs everywhere.
Yeah, and we're riding through Pendleton, so the Marines will be able to help me if worse comes
And not to
first.
mention, dude, you can't go down wearing those sweet suits that you guys got. There's no
Oh
way.
yeah,
You can't lose. You
exactly.
can't lose.
I can't wait for
Yeah.
pictures. We would have gone out, but it's the reunion, so
Yeah,
we could. But we definitely, had we not had this reunion this weekend, gone out because I want to see Ben and Mia in their sweet suits.
yeah. No, it'll be good. I think Ben's not feeling super hot. I've been a little nauseous all week, so I'm kind of hoping that he's now like feeling that nausea. So we're like, we don't know what's going on, but we're just trying to like hopefully just pop a lot of Advil and what's it called? Drink a
Have
lot
you
of ginger
seen
ale.
Have you seen Nick yet? Is he in town?
He is in town, but he's up in Oceanside, so we haven't seen him. So tomorrow, I know we're planning on swimming with him, and I think running when we get up there. Ben got the day off tomorrow too, so I think we're heading up there a little bit earlier than we originally anticipated, which is good.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, but tell Nick hi. I always love seeing him. And you get
Yeah,
to
I
meet
can't wait
his
to
baby.
meet his baby. Yeah,
Yeah, I know. I'm jealous. I want to meet the baby.
I know it'll be fun. What's the baby like a year old now,
Yeah,
right?
he's like yeah, he's not really a baby anymore. He's a toddler.
Dang. I'll pretend like he's a baby.
Just penguin waddling around, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, enjoying the warm weather coming from Alaska, I'm sure.
So is anybody else on?
I don't think so. I think it's just us, but that's okay. We're recording. We're recording it live. You guys get a little family chat right now, and then we can roll. We can roll right into it. Mia, I let you. You can share your stuff whenever you want to. It is your show, dude.
All right. Let me find. For some reason, whenever I go to share, it just shows me like blank screens, so I can never figure out which Google Chrome is the one that I want. So let's
That's
try
okay.
this.
It's okay if it's the wrong one. Just
There's nothing personal on there.
that's
Don't
right.
worry.
That's right. That's right. It can't get worse than those progress picture examples I sent either. So
Hold on one second. I'm gonna have to leave the call and come back in. Just give me 1
okay,
second.
do you, boo? That way I get to hear about Deborah's more about New Orleans plans. Are you a crawfish fan?
Oh God, yes.
Yeah.
Also oysters. Yeah, also oysters. We'll be definitely eating at Acme Oyster House and having that crawfish and oysters.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So,
Have you been to Mama's?
yes,
That place is excellent.
it is excellent.
Yeah, that so good. There's
Yeah,
another place I went to called Port of Call. That was a good drinking
Yep.
spot that I really liked
Protocol.
too.
We've gone. Yeah, the burgers are amazing at Protocol. Yeah, there's Mamas and Protocol have been around for. They were there when we were in medical school. I mean, they've been around for years and years and years. So, and then we're going to Arnold's. I think Arnold's, right? I forget what the Saturday on Saturday night. So, it'll be great. So I'm glad that Sunday is a day of rest because by Sunday I'm not going to be able to work out. So.
Yeah. Yeah, my dad used to go to Port of Call when he would go down to New Orleans too. And he was like, "Hey, go there and you can, try it out and see how it goes." And I was like, "Yep, this place is awesome." And then what was the other place that I went to? It's off of Bourbon. It's like a dungeon bar. Maybe it's called the Dungeon.
It's a dungeon. It's a dungeon. It
Yeah.
opens at midnight. Yep. It opens
That
at
place is kind of spooky, but it's also really cool. So yeah. Okay, Mia, sorry to interrupt. Hit it, dude, whenever you're ready.
No, you're good. Sorry, I had to update like my sharing preferences. So that's what happened. But all right, well, I was planning on kicking it off just to kind of see how everything was going. I know we kind of talked about that before we technically started our presentation, but if Ms. W, you have anything else that you wanted to add, any other specific questions that you were looking to have answered, you can kind of just kick it off with that. If not, we already kind of talked about it, so no worries there.
I've got no questions.
Sweet. All right. So this week, kind of what I mentioned earlier in the week, I wanted to kind of talk about building a well-rounded athlete and kind of multiple ways in which I think that we should train in order to make sure that we're kind of more well-rounded, as opposed to kind of focusing on just one specific silo of fitness. So oftentimes when we think about different athletes, we kind of break them down into these broad categories. So like over here, we have the Arnold Schwarzeneggers of the world, you know, the guys that are super jacked, trying to get super lean, super strong, spending all their time in the gym, just pumping iron, not really focusing so much on mobility, flexibility, and the cardiovascular training side. And then we have someone in the middle over here that's going to be kind of our mobile person. Think about your yogis, people that are super flexible, really into just being super bendy and moving through those full ranges of motion. And then over here, we have our endurance junkies. So you have your runners, your cyclists, your triathletes, swimmers, whatever they may be. And we kind of think of them as those super, super lean people that are just super into whatever sport they are doing. And all they do is run, run, run every single day. But what about if we thought about doing all of these different modalities at one time? So not just thinking about just strength training and neglecting, you know, mobility and cardiovascular fitness, but trying to find a way in which we can balance all three to ensure that we're building a super well-rounded body. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about here, you know, how we can combine the three of them and kind of the benefits of doing each of them. So to start off, cardio or cardiovascular fitness, otherwise known as cardio. And that's an activity that increases the heart rate and respiration and raises oxygen and blood flow throughout the body. So we have examples like running, walking, swimming, you know, dancing, rollerblading, and then even forms of metabolic conditioning. So think about, for example, yesterday, some people did the card game. So using strength training elements in order to get our heart rate up and still building that cardiovascular endurance while also working on strength training as well. So you can kind of combine the two just with that example. Some benefits of cardio is that in a 1 hour time period, it's going to burn more calories than, say, strength training or mobility training. We're improving our heart health, boosting our immune system, improving our mood and energy levels, and improving our sleep quality. And one of the key benefits is that it's super versatile. If you have a pair of sneakers and an open road, you can go for a walk, you can go for a run. Really, cardio can be done anywhere because it doesn't require any sort of specific equipment to do basic cardio. Next up, we have strength training, and that's going to be a type of exercises that causes your muscles to contract against an outside resistance. So you can either use equipment with that, so think dumbbells, kettlebells, barbells, machines, whatever it may be, or it can even be done body weight. And with body weight, you're using your body weight in order to work against gravity here. So you're still building strength just without using any sort of, you know, equipment there. Some of the benefits of strength training are that it's going to build muscle. And I think oftentimes we hear people say, oh, I want to get super lean. You have to think about the fact that when you're lean, you have that muscle. So that way you need to make sure that you have that muscle on your body in order to get that lean image that people are looking for. So by building muscle, we're also improving our self-image. We're going to increase our metabolism. The more lean muscle mass that we have on our body, the more calories our body's naturally going to burn at rest. We'll improve our bone health, which is extremely important as we age, as that's something that goes super quickly. We're improving our functional strength. So I kind of like to think about the analogy of bringing all my groceries in one trip. That's functional strength right there. So you're basically doing a farmer's carry where you're holding weights down at your side, trying to carry it inside. So it's just another way that we're building strength that we don't really typically think about because we're not thinking about, you know, like curls or squats or anything like that. We're reducing the risk of injury, improving our posture, and when we combine it with mobility training, we're helping to improve our overall joint health. And our last modality here is going to be mobility, which involves exercises that strengthen and lengthen the body by allowing you to move through a full range of motion and alleviating any stiffness in the body. So when we have super good mobility, we're able to experience daily things in life without any strain or pain. So think about being able to easily bend over to tie your shoes, or reaching up overhead to grab that glass on the top shelf. Both of those require really good mobility and stability in order to complete those without any sort of pain. So some benefits of mobility training, increased range of motion. So being able to touch those end ranges of motion within our body will relieve tight muscles, ensure good posture, proper form. So think about your squatting, being able to get into that full squat because you have enough mobility within your hips, and preventing injury. So one great thing about mobility is that we're training our body in these end ranges of motion. So let's say, for example, I'm walking my dog and he pulls really fast and my body's put into a position that it's never been in before. If we do mobility training, we're training our body in these different positions. So my body should be more resilient to that pull than it might otherwise be if I'm neglecting my mobility. And one common point that I wanted to make, mobility versus flexibility, it's a common misconception that they're one and the same. And while they are kind of interrelated, they are kind of two different things. So flexibility is going to be the ability of a muscle or tendon to lengthen or shorten, while mobility is more about how well we can control and move a joint through its full range of motion. But like I said, they are related in the sense that flexible muscles impact a joint's range of motion. So the more flexible the surrounding muscles, the more range of motion that joint will have. So they're kind of working together in that regard. But although that they're different, they are still both really important in our aging process. So making sure that we're kind of thinking about both of them. And what happens if we decide to, instead of looking at all of these in silos and training, cardio for a couple of weeks and then going into strength training, what happens if we decide to kind of combine all three and start doing them all simultaneously? So what I did here is I kind of just took all of those benefits from those last couple of slides. And you can see here that if you do all three, you're going to be getting all of those benefits simultaneously. And the one key point that I wanted to bring up is by training all three simultaneously, we're kind of touching so many different things and we're providing our body with a ton of variety. So we as human beings crave that variety. If I were to ask you to come in every single day for a year and do 3 sets of 10 bicep curls, you would be extremely bored and you wouldn't want to come in. But by constantly changing it up and adding these different stimulus, we're going to allow our bodies to adapt in multiple different ways and keep our mind also occupied. So to keep you wanting to come back to the gym day in and day out, as opposed to constantly training the same thing over and over and over again. And so why I think that it's super important to do them all together is this principle of use it or lose it. So I'm sure everyone's heard that before, that if you don't do something or if you don't use a muscle, you'll lose it. So if I laid in bed all day for a week, I would lose, all three. I would lose cardiovascular fitness, strength, and mobility. So we want to make sure that we're challenging our body in all these different ways so we don't lose it at the end of the day. So if I just got really focused on strength but didn't do any sort of cardio, my cardiovascular fitness would decline over time. So by ensuring that we're tapping into these different modalities over the course of a few weeks, we'll ensure that our bodies are constantly adapting and maintaining whatever strength in these different modalities that we've built. And one quote that I wanted to add here, since this was one that kind of stuck out to me when I saw it, is we don't stop exercising because we age because we stop exercising. So oftentimes we think that, we're getting older, our bodies aren't as resilient, so that's why we're not able to perform as well in the gym. But in actuality, we are aging because we're not giving our body what it needs. So we want to make sure that we're continuing to strength train, we're continuing to do mobility to keep sure that our joints are staying resilient, that our bone density isn't diminishing with age, and that we're maintaining onto that lean muscle mass, because these are all things that go with age. So by constantly doing all of these things, we're ensuring that we're not going to lose it and that it'll improve our longevity over time. And because we're stressing our body in so many ways, like I'm asking you to do so many different things, which can seem overwhelming, proper rest and recovery are going to be critical to ensuring that we can show up day in and day out in order to keep performing at our best. So things I wanted to talk about: sleep. It's recommended that adults get 7 or more hours of sleep per night. And I can say that I am guilty of not getting 7 hours of sleep a night. And that's something that I really, really tried to prioritize, especially as I've gotten older. Because I know that if I wake up super early in the morning to get a workout in and I didn't sleep enough the night before, I am dragging through that workout, through the rest of my day. My brain feels fuzzy. I'm a little bit more hungry because my hormonal hunger cues are all messed up. So just making sure that we're getting enough sleep is going to be vital to ensuring that we can show up every single day. And so I pulled Blaise, did a great presentation on sleep previously. So I pulled all of his benefits that he included here. So as you can see, sleep is vital for our body. And oftentimes we think, oh, I could just go to sleep a little bit later and wake up super early and I'll be fine because I'll drink a ton of coffee. But at the end of the day, you're losing out on all of these benefits if you're not giving your body enough sleep. And the other big thing that I want to talk about is nutrition. So I like to kind of think of our bodies as a car. So just as a car needs fuel to run efficiently, our bodies require nutrition to perform at its best. So the foods that we're consuming every day provide the energy and nutrients necessary to fuel your workouts and support physical activity. And a well-balanced diet that includes the right combination of carbs, proteins, and healthy fats will supply your body with the energy it needs to perform its best. So I know nutrition is something that we've kind of talked about a little bit here within the program, but I want you to kind of like just make sure that you're thinking about it, making sure that you're kind of eating all those proper things and making sure that we're kind of fueling our body with the best option. So maybe instead of, doing fried chicken every night for dinner, maybe subbing that out for a grilled chicken breast, something like that, to make sure that we're getting those protein-rich, healthy foods that aren't going to be full with those unhealthy fats that we don't want. So I included this little graphic here because I liked it. Ben told me that it was not great, but I thought it was cool. So I want you waking up every day feeling like Lightning McQueen, so he's got his brand new paint job, his flashy new tires, feeling good, ready to go hit the track hard. I don't want you waking up feeling like Mater, that really old creaky car, a little rusty, feeling a little stiff in the morning. So try and wake up and feel like the Lightning McQueens of the world, not the Maters. And lastly, rest days. So I highly encourage you to use your rest days. And I know sometimes it can feel hard because at the end of the day, on my rest days, I don't like sitting still. I get very, very anxious. So that means that on my rest days, I'm not necessarily, just sitting there being a couch potato. I'm going out for a walk, getting fresh air, going to explore somewhere new that maybe I haven't seen before. So maybe going on like a light hike with my dog and my husband. So just kind of, I encourage you to move and not be a complete couch potato on these days because your body will thank you at the end of the day. So try and make time for, a walk outside with family or friends, exploring somewhere new. And if you want some additional mobility or stretches, reach out to me and I'm happy to provide them to you. So that may seem like a lot. I know I kind of just threw a lot at you, training 3 different modalities, making sure you're sleeping and resting and eating correctly. But I encourage you to use me as a resource. I'm here to help you on this journey, not to overwhelm you. So if there's anything that you have questions on, anything that I can help clarify, or if you just feel super overwhelmed and kind of want to break it down into smaller pieces, let me know. And we can kind of come up with a strategy for how we want to tackle, maybe week 1, we're thinking about training. And then if we feel good after that, after doing that for a few weeks, we start to incorporate a little bit more nutrition. I think that would be a great way to kind of lead to continued progress over the course of the coming weeks, and make sure that you're not feeling overwhelmed and that we're able to make these small sustainable changes. So that was all I had. I know I just talked for a while, so if anyone has any questions or anything that they want to add, feel free to go ahead, hop off mute. I know we have a smaller group, but if anyone watching the recording has any questions too, shoot me a message, give me a call. I'm happy to help out with that as well.
Thank you, Mia. That was great.
Thank you. Stop sharing my screen so I can see everyone again. How do I do this?
So I have no questions. Am I still the only one here?
It looks like it, yeah.
No,
Okay.
no, we're here. We're here
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Okay, I'm the only participant. Well, I'm the only non-staff person here.
Yeah.
Anyways, no, that was great. Glad I could make it. I'm at the airport now, so I'm probably going to sign off. But if I think of any questions later, Mia, I do know how to reach you. So
Yeah.
And you can tell Ben, I liked your graphic. I thought your graphic was very cute.
He told me, he was like, Mater is like the happiest guy, so I don't know why you're putting him as like a bad thing. I'm like, I'm not saying he's a bad thing. I'm thinking about like the state of his physical condition is not great.
I'll get that.
I thought it was a good analogy too.
Well, agreed. And you can be not, you can be in bad physical condition and still be happy. So
That's right.
you're just happy in good physical condition. But anyways, good luck this weekend for Ironman. I want to see lots and lots of photos, and I need photos of you with Nick's baby too. So
okay, we will share them.
And in your cool suits. We need to see pictures of you in your cool suits.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, safe travels. Enjoy New Orleans. I'm sure we'll be chatting this weekend.
Sounds good. Talk to you soon. Okay. Bye. Thanks, Blaise. Bye. Bye.
Yeah, that was awesome, Mia. Thank you for doing that, putting that together too for everybody. For everybody who's listening to the recording as well, at least part of the beta program for April of 2024. All of your guys' nutrition guides are all uploaded into your folders as of today. So everybody is current. If you submitted one, you guys should all have access to those. And do you have any other like big announcements for anybody else that you kind of want to share, Mia?
No big announcements. Everyone should have received access to their Google Drive. If not, let me know. The only thing I would say is if you haven't already done so yet, try and schedule your one-on-one calls. I'm excited to get to know you. I've gotten a few scheduled so far, just to kind of talk about, where you're at, what you're looking to get out of these 30 days and ways I can help. And then also just to get to know you, because I don't know a lot of you within the program. So schedule those, try and complete your weekly check-ins at some point this weekend, and I'll try and look at those at the beginning of the week. And if you haven't yet, upload those progress pictures if that's something that you were looking to track. That was really it. Oh, and then one last thing too. I know we've kind of been talking about it on this call, but I will be completing in half Ironman this weekend. So on Saturday, I will probably be unavailable on my phone. So if you have any questions about the workout for Saturday, I encourage you to kind of look at it ahead of time and then shoot me a text on Friday, just so that way we have everything squared away before you go ahead and get started and realize you're confused about something. So just wanted to put a plug in there for that as well.
Cool. Yeah. I appreciate you for doing that. If anybody has questions and for some reason it's immediate and you need help too, don't feel like you can't reach out to me as well. And then the weekly check-in link is located in your welcome email, and then we can send that out as well on like Friday or something like that for everybody too. Cool. Thanks, Mia. I appreciate it. Great job. That was excellent.
Yeah.
I learned things sitting here listening to people smarter than me talk. So I appreciate you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Totally. All right. Let me